Good day, everyone, especially to you, Ma'am Marte. I am here to discuss about research paradigm. Research paradigm refers to the belief and assumptions that provide the structure for the research. Every research project employs one of the research paradigms as a guideline for creating research methods and carrying out the research project most legitimately and reasonably. So here are the three types of uh, research paradigms such as positivism, interpretivism, and pragmatism. So first, we are here to discuss about positivism. So positivism is aligned with the hypothetic co-deductive model of science as such of identifying the structure and basis of positivism through the hypothetical deductive lens is a useful place to start. Uh, this type of research paradigm typically manifests in methodologies that make use of quantitative data and oftentimes adopt experimental or quasi-experimental research design. So it is very helpful for businesses because it is based on the research done by the customer themselves. It enables marketers to create bigger picture of consumer demand and react quickly to changing trends. So these are the methods of positivism, such as structured questionnaires, uh, which specifies the exact wording and order of the questions, and for gathering information for respondents. In laboratory experiments, to keep the test conditions to minimize disturbance factors that could falsify or influence the results. Thus, next, the social surveys to gather social data from a sample of the target population through standardized interviews and questionnaires. Lastly, polls, which is gather information from a group of people. So these are methods of positivism. So here's the application of positivism such as scientific methods, objectivity, and empirical evidence. So these are how we apply, how we conduct the positivism in research paradigm in our research, in our study. So example of these positivisms such as Emanator Times systematic study into suicide is a good example of positivism in sociology. He used scientific methods to establish a social fact that there are high levels of suicide due to high levels of anonymity. Second to the research paradigm, such as interpretivism. So when we talk about interpretivism, it is based on the assumption that reality is subjective, multiple, and socially constructed. Uh, this term relies on questioning and observation uh, in order to discover or generate a rich and deep understanding of the phenomenon being investigated. So it is important for the researcher, a social actor, to appreciate the difference between people. It also accepts reflective discussions of how researchers do research and considering to be price sources of knowledge and understanding. So these are the methods of interpretivism such as participant observations, second, unstructured interviews, also ethnographic studies, also focus groups, and personal documents such as diaries, letters, notes, and, and, and etc. So when you apply for interpretivism, you have to apply qualitative methods and secondary research methods to identify what are the interpretivism in the research. So example of this interpretivism, uh, Paul Willis used participant observation and unstructured interviews to find out why working class people rebel against school and end up failing more often than middle class pupils. Bound to the last topic, pragmatism. So pragmatism is based upon the premise utilizing the best methods to investigate the real-world problems and allowing for the use of multiple sources of data and knowledge to answer the research questions. Uh, the process of undertaking this pragmatic study is first to identify the view of the problem within its broadest context. This leads to research inquiry, which seeks to understand and ultimately solve the problems in the reality. So these are the methods of pragmatism, such as case study, when you identify the problems and gives recommendation to solve the problems, and having a personal interview to the person or people or even participants in the study by able to assess and identify the problems and how to give solutions on how we able to cope up the problems. So, so here's the applications of pragmatism. So when we talk about mixed method research, uh, which enables to collecting, analyzing, and integrating of data from both quantitative and qualitative methods in a single study or a series of studies to understand a research problem. Mixed method research may be a suitable approach for the study when different aspects of the investigation which are best addressed by quantitative or qualitative approaches. So here is the example of pragmatism. Uh, Imagine that you want to investigate the effectiveness of the new teaching method in improving student learning outcomes. In this case, you might adopt mixed methods approach, which makes use of both quantitative and qualitative data collection and analysis techniques. So this is all for about research paradigm and the three topics of this. So thank you for listening and shukran ad mayorem de Gloryam.